Hi. So, I know. If you look at the title of this video or whatever, you're probably just gonna be like, oh, it's just a skill issue. Yeah, of course it's just a skill issue because nothing else has a reason, I guess. But genuinely, when I say this, this mod has one problem. Everything else is good. I can say this with confidence. Everything else is good. Even the refight, even Morgott is better. Margit is too much. I'm just saying that now because I genuinely, genuinely cannot stand this. I'm saying this as a person who loves Elden Ring, who has played over 100 hours, maybe 300 hours of Elden Ring alone, putting more onto my time played just with this mod alone. This mod is very good. Convergence is maybe one of, if not the best Elden Ring mods there are out there right now. But it has a problem. Margit. Margit is too much. Oh, but it's just a skill issue. Hold on. Let me finish my goddamn point. Margit is way too much for a beginner. I will say this is not a beginner mod. It is not meant to be for beginners. But, but, I'm not ever going to condone this mod. One reason and one reason only. Okay, well that's a lie. I will condone this mod for a few other reasons outside of just this. But Margit needs to be nerfed for so many reasons. A first boss should not be this difficult. It should not be it should not be this punishing just by doing one thing. I am using endgame armor that actively gives me an advantage, and I'm still dying because his combos are so different. I get this. I get changing Margit this much as like a here's a what new bosses are going to feel like, but it doesn't feel good. It doesn't. I'm sorry, but Margit is the problem with this. Castlemorn is good. A lot of the other stuff in Limgrave is very good, including not Godric. No, yeah, it is Godric. Sorry, including Godric. Godric's refight, in my opinion, is still a little BS, but it's still good. It's good, but Margit, on the other hand, is too much. You, I could say this about the original Margit, but OG Margit, in my opinion, gives you enough time to react to specific attacks and actually works as an introduction boss fight. Given, I don't think he was meant to be an introduction boss fight, but since I've done his fight so unbelievably much, I can say with confidence that he is not meant to be this difficult. I can say with confidence, as a person who's used every single type of build on level, I want to say like level 12, maybe level 11. Sometimes I go into Margit as like level 15, just because I feel like it. And I can say with confidence, as a person who's done multiple challenge runs on their turn, multiple things have happened, multiple etc. I can say with confidence that Margit is too much in this mod. I I want to say something so much ruder, but if I'm going to be real, the mod developer is already doing insanely well just getting this mod to work in the first place. So I don't want to have to stress them out too much with like this boss sucks, you should rework it entirely. But I need to say it because I cannot stand this boss legitimately. I mean this. Margit needs a different thing to do instead of 17 follow-ups in the exact same move. It is not very fun. Hold on, let me just let me just give you a general idea. So Normally, in Margit's fight, you're fighting him like maybe once or twice because he's not that difficult. He's a decent amount difficult, I will say. But at least whenever you're doing him in the normal fight, he has like moves that'll make him vulnerable, or that'll make him do a specific thing, or that'll make him like activate and won't soul read you every 5 seconds. From what I've seen in every single convergence thing, is people having more trouble with Margit than they do any other boss, including Morgott. I have seen more people have trouble with Morgott the Fellowman than any other boss for no reason. And that shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be that the first boss is this difficult. That shouldn't be a thing at all. Look, mod dev, if you are listening to this, because this is a piece of, actual, well, no, not really actual criticism. This is a piece of criticism that I bet you've heard a lot. But if you look at this criticism, and I'm not saying you do this, but if you look at this criticism and you just go skill issue, you're part of the problem. I'm sorry. Everybody who looks at this and this video and just goes skill issue is a part of the problem. Elden Ring is hard. I'm not even going to try and say that it's easy. In fact, I haven't fully done Elden Ring yet. I'm actually on Consort Radahn right now, and even I would say he's a more fair fight than Margit the Margaret. So I don't know what to tell you. So what I would recommend is to put him at normal speed so that he's down for longer. Um, make it that he make it so that he doesn't have this many follow-up moves, so on and so forth. Because as a person who plays casually in these kinds of games, I don't have fun getting attacked 90% of the goddamn fight, being able to attack twice, and then continuing to get attacked. It's not very fun. A lot of people will tell you that whenever getting into the Convergence mod. In fact, I've heard that so many times. Well, maybe it's just between my friend group, but in my friend group, I've heard so many times that Margit is an insanely unfair fight that so many people went, I'm not going to play the Convergence mod anymore because this is too annoying. With the Margit fight, everybody just deduces that the Convergence mod is just the exact same thing over and over again until you eventually get it. It's not fun. And I know a bunch of people are going to go, oh, well, but it's fair combos. These are barely changed. No. In the base fight of Margit, in the very, very, very base fight of Margit, he, whenever he does his 1-2 attack with his scepter, where he does like a big follow up attack, uh, I don't know how to describe it. It's the one attack where he does a big swing in front of him and then spins around, does another. After that, he cannot follow up because it's meant to be a fair fight. But making it so that he can, in fact, do something out of that makes the fight infinitely worse, in my opinion. Okay, hold on. Before I continue to complain about this fight, how about we take a look, or not really take a look, take a listen, I guess, to a few reasons on why people say that this fight is shit. Even a few friends of mine who are very dedicated to the Souls-like series will tell you that this fight is bullshit, that this fight needs to be changed, and how this fight needs something different that isn't just 70 follow-up attacks. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that this is the worst implemented boss in a mod ever, because no, that's not true. Triple Godskin Trio has got that beat, but that's just because it's a trio fight in Elden Ring, and let's be honest here, you don't want to have to do 3 Godskins. Um, anyway, but I that is my only complaint. Legitimately, my only complaint about this mod. Well, okay, outside of enemies being forced to do more damage, but I think that's just dependent on who you pick. But nonetheless, if you fight Margit, it shouldn't feel unfair. It shouldn't feel unbalanced, especially if this is your first impression on bosses in the mod. Because some people will play casually and won't immediately go to something, or they won't immediately go over to a specific spot that they need to be, or a specific thing that they need, or even they won't even know what like the I don't know how to make talisman, for an example. Margit is so ungodly unfair that it doesn't feel good to fight against him. So what I would do is that I would rework his fight so that it's just Margit but faster and with like and with like a follow-up move for one of his moves. That is it. That is all I would recommend. I'm not a mod creator. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what the hell I'm talking about. But making this fight more fair makes it more fun. And uh how about I just use an example? I fought Godric over like 17 times or so. I fought Godric. I had some fun. I still complained, but yes, it was just because he was faster. I didn't have much time to react to virtually anything. But that doesn't mean it's a bad fight. Margit, on the other hand, is a bad fight because you don't get any time to react for all of his moves. With Godric, it was just one. So you kind of see where I'm getting at now, right? You kind of see where I think that this is more unfair than any other boss fight in the entirety of this game. And I don't feel like that should be the case. I don't feel like that should be something of actual valid criticism where a boss just sucks and it's kind of agreed upon that it was too much. That is all I'm saying. Just change the boss fight if possible. I'm not gonna force you to, but it's preferred. Like, make a version of this fight where it is more fair, where it is more balanced, and not just the same thing but annoying and with 70 follow-ups. I'm just saying, having to wait for him to not do a certain move is very annoying. You know, where he throws out everything and then gets up like it's nothing? That's not very fun of a move. That was my main complaint about Radagon in the base game. So Radagon has his other flaws, and if I'm going to be honest, I actually liked Radagon's fight because of that. But the difference is that Margit is the first ever boss, like main boss you do, and he gives you like a very specific thing. And the difference is that Radagon is the final boss of the game. So I'm just saying, if you are going to rework this mod a little bit, like if you're going to add on to this mod, make Margit not have a speed boost. Like make it so that in his original fight, he'll stay down for a good while and then get up and start doing combos. That's what I want to do. That's all. That is all. Just slow him down and that is it. I that is my legitimately my only criticism about this entire mod. Outside of that, this mod is amazing and you should go and check it out. The Convergence mod might I was gonna say I might put something on it. I don't know. Go check out the Convergence mod. It's really good, but that is my only criticism I will ever give this mod. Well, okay, I might complain about it, but the rest that's a skill issue. Sorry, I'm opening tabs in the background if you're wondering what that obnoxiously loud sound is. I'm opening and closing tabs because I've got nothing better to do. But anyway, legitimately, I will complain about a boss being annoying, but that's it. I will never complain about a boss being genuinely unfair for existing. I did it with my dreadnought uh my dreadnought set, but the only reason why I was able to do that was because I was able to just go on with the fight. That's not very fun though, because it shouldn't be RNG rather a boss is going to immediately kill you or not. Like, his combos are very bullshit, is what I'm trying to say. And that is the only thing I would recommend for this mod creator. Because if more casual players do not want to have to deal with that shit, and I know saying casual and Elden Ring in the exact same sentence is kind of ironic, but genuinely, there are a little bit of us out there. This mod is amazing. I don't want to get it, like, confused. This mod genuinely, I mean this, genuinely changed how people feel about Elden Ring and how people feel about the modding potential that Elden Ring has. And that's awesome. That's it. In fact, that is so cool. I genuinely think that if this mod were to do anything else, it would just be more content. That is one of my only complaints about this mod, outside of Margit. Like, legitimately, I have never been so angry at a boss fight before where I had to take a break outside of Radagon the first time I did him. And the only reason why I felt like Radagon was unfair was because I never fought against Radagon before. I never. The way that I learn boss fights in Elden Ring is that I'll watch people fight against them, learn the combos and when to dodge. But when I can barely do anything against Margit and then any single punish kills me, it's not very fun. So it's rather, well, no, I would do two things. Sorry. I've been rambling about doing one thing for too long. I would do nerf his damage and make it so that he's down for longer. Or instead of making it so that he's down for longer, make it so that he's less fast. Make him normal speed. That's it. Legitimately, I have no other notes. If I had more notes about this mod, it would probably just be my skill issue ranting. All right, I'm being serious here. Like, I really, really, really want to like this fight. I really want to like this fight. I genuinely do. But I cannot like this fight when it does bullshit like this. So I'm just saying, if you change the fight and redo it ever so slightly, it'll be the best Margit interpretation in my opinion. I will say it. I will say it to my like 3 viewers on stream whenever I do another inevitable stream. So I'm just saying that is the only thing I would recommend. Things plural, but still, I didn't think I was going to have to do something like a video like this because I didn't think I was going to be so bullshitted out of a win. So I never really thought like, oh yeah, I would just do that. Also, sorry, that's still so goddamn. Okay. But I never ended up thinking like, oh, I'm getting bullshitted out of a fight or I'm getting bullshitted out of a move or whatever. I never thought that once until I fought Margit. And even base game Margit, I would say, is a bit too much for a beginner like fight. But the difference is that I actually enjoy fighting against that fight because I've taken my time with it. And with that, I've taken my time with every single Convergence boss that I've been able to get my grubby mitts on. So I don't know. Please don't be a loud noise. Oh. Sorry you guys are getting like jump scared every single time. Like, I don't like that jump scares you. That's on me. Anyway, that is my only complaint. Anyway, I gotta do stuff. I gotta get stuff put up, so on and so forth. Please, and I mean this. Uh, like I mean this whenever I say this. Please, for the love of Godric or Godfrey, doesn't matter. Do something else with this boss fight. Don't just make it 1,500 follow-up moves and then go, yeah, it's done. Because that's not fun. I know this mod is good. I've been playing it for 3 days straight. 4 days, sorry. 4 days straight. And I can.
Okay,
Sorry,
I was out
I had a
of.
video on the background. Anyway, I can say with confidence that this fight is bullshit, but the rest of the mod is good. Hell, I will defend Stormvale Castle. I will defend I will defend Stormvale. I don't like Stormvale Castle. I don't like I don't like the minions and shit. I don't like the big knight dudes or the banished knights. I'm not the biggest fan of those. But legitimately, I will defend the shit out of this version because it's actually fun. Margit just is not fun at all, and I think he needs a rework. Outside of that, though, that's it. No notes. Anyway, sorry for rambling for like 21 minutes and also bursting your eardrums from fucking opening other tabs. I definitely need to change that sound. Anyway, yeah, so I that is my only problem with the Convergence mod. Literally nothing else. I have okay, maybe I have one more thing, but that'll be like way into the future. So that is my only problem. So Dev, if you're out there and you're listening, please, for the love of Godfrey, do something about this fight. And I know I'm being dramatic, but like still, it is so bullshit. Also, Margit Shackle doesn't work on Margit, but I think you already knew that by now. So, I don't know. I just thought like, oh, I could cheese Margit, but no. Anyway, um, yeah. Anyway, no notes. I genuinely think this mod is amazing. Go check it out if you're an Elden Ring or even just a Souls-like fan. So on and so forth. Sorry for bothering everybody, but had to get that off my chest after doing 20 attempts. So I just not having very much fun with it, like at all. Anyway, I don't want to quit the Convergence mod. I'm not going to, but that is my legitimately my only complaint. Dev, if you are listening, please change that fight. It is very bullshit. Anyway, outside of that, you guys have a good one. Make sure to take care of yourself, unlike me. Have a good one. Bye bye.